You are listening to the Fringe Radio Network. FringeRadioNetwork.com.
You're listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Greetings, everybody, and thank you so much for listening to Earth Oddity. Got my co-host here, John Long.
What's up?
And this is our Christmas episode, so I would just like to wish everybody a very bah humbug to you all.
Okay. I was going to say happy holidays, just to make everybody mad.
Yeah.
But yes, no, Merry Christmas. It's like,
Yes.
this is, coming out, what, on Christmas Day or day after Christmas?
I'm going to...
we'll probably delay it a little bit. You got to open presents and stuff, right?
I'm going to try to push it out Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Just because I know that our holiday numbers they tend to lack a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Take a little extra to catch up.
When you get, whenever you get this, we hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
Yes.
And that all your hopes and dreams were fulfilled and that you really remember the true reason for Christmas, which is the birth of our Savior.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to skim over that. As Baptists, we're obligated to say that. It's in the contract we sign when we join the church.
Yes.
But yes, no, that's really the truth. And
Probably was not born on December 25th.
Yeah.
But for thousands of years, we have celebrated December 25th as his birth.
And let's just go ahead and acknowledge that this was once a pagan celebration
Yes.
because I know there's at least one person out there who's saying that. But once again, the early church, the early church in its wisdom chose to take over a pagan celebration and turn it into a Jesus thing.
Appropriate it.
Yeah, appropriate it
Yes.
for PR and probably to gain new members. And
Yeah.
I can't fault them in either of those because if we could take over the Joe Rogan podcast for our benefit, I definitely would. And I wouldn't have, 1,000 years down the road, mind if anyone pointed out that
used to be the Joe Rogan experience.
Right,
It wasn't always the Earth Oddity experience.
Exactly. Right. Because it wouldn't matter now because it's been the Earth Oddity experience for forever. But yes, we thank you. The biggest Christmas gift you could give Tiny and I, outside of leaving us a review if you haven't, is to just listen to the show and tell one person you know about the show that doesn't listen to it. And then you got somebody to talk about it with.
Yeah.
And then tell them to tell somebody.
If you do want to send me money, though, I'm Odd Squad 69 on PayPal. So
is that really your name?
Yes.
Odd Squad 69?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't even have a PayPal, so you'll just have to find me and hand me cash, which is cool. I'm easy to find. My Facebook is like open to everyone in the world, so you can track me down pretty easily. I've been waiting for someone to steal my identity because I don't really like it that much. No, but so far, no luck. If you want to pick up a lot of debt and 3 kids, just come on and take my identity. And I will go start a new one somewhere. I'd like to rebrand as Johnny Paycheck, former country singer. So, yeah, but I don't know if that'll work. Well, anyways, you got some good stories today?
Man, we got some good stories. We have a New York ban on nunchucks has been ruled unconstitutional.
Okay.
Surprised it took this long.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. Well, I don't know. I guess everything's illegal in New York.
Yeah.
I would say in Alabama, nunchucks aren't illegal down here, are they?
No.
They sell them at flea markets and stuff.
They sell them in the toy section.
So like
at
in
Walmart.
convenience stores and stuff. Yeah, okay, all right.
You can't have a Ninja Turtle fan and not give him any nunchucks.
Exactly.
Come on.
Which one had the nunchucks?
Michelangelo.
Okay, all right.
He also wore the orange eye mask.
Yeah, he was cool, right?
Yeah, he was the
like
funny
nerd, right?
Yes, that was Donatello.
Yeah, he was a nerd. I'm not up on my Newton. Let me try. I don't know. Don't help me. Don't help
Ninja
me.
Turtles.
Yeah. Don't help me. My mutant Ninja Turtles, as I should be. So
yeah.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, I got a town here in our home state who is blaming Satan for an increase in crime. which is always good.
Yeah.
And then another one of the Monterey Bay Aquarium. It got in a little trouble online for referring to one of its otters as thick. So
Body shaming of otter.
is
How
that
dare
body
you.
shaming or like celebrating?
I don't know.
You know, I don't know either.
We will
So,
let the audience decide.
yeah, we'll get into that. So
Well, I'll tell you what. How about we just save the best for first?
okay,
Headline
All right.
here. Hunter thought he was firing at Bigfoot. The victim tells police.
Yay. All right. Was it like doing the Bigfoot call from our other show? You know, the you remember that when we
Yeah, I
played
remember that. You know, I'm going to dig that up and put that in
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Because that is like, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, he had to be playing when he did that, right? Like, that wasn't being serious.
I don't know. Maybe he was serious, but they were playing with it on the back end.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
Because it had some reverb in
Yes,
it.
there was a lot of reverb in it. I remember that.
Anyway, a Montana man who was out target shooting became a target himself when another shooter unloaded a barrage of gunfire on him after mistaking him for a Bigfoot, authorities said.
Okay.
The 27-year-old told authorities that he was putting up targets outside Helena on Sunday when bullets started flying towards him.
Wow.
Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton said, according to the Idaho Statesman, one round came within 3 feet of the victim and another whizzed by even closer, he told police. The man said he ran behind some nearby trees for cover and eventually confronted the shooter, who was driving a Ford F-150 pickup.
Hey, man.
Yes. Here's what he says. I thought you were Bigfoot, the victim says, the shooter told him, according to Dutton. I don't target practice, but if I see something that looks like Bigfoot, I just shoot at it.
Okay. I mean, I can't blame his logic.
Well, I can, because if anyone is in the woods that's going to be mistaken for a hairy beast.
That's true.
A hairy bipedal
Very
beast,
problematic
it's me.
for you.
Very
Yes.
problematic.
Very. Well, if you're target shooting, you need to like lay down some return fire like pretty
Yeah,
quick, right?
that's
You
a
know?
good point,
Somebody
yeah.
starts shooting at you.
I
just-
thought you were Bigfoot.
Yeah, right.
I thought you were Bigfoot riding around in a Ford F-150 pickup.
Maybe there's more to the story that we don't know. Like
I don't
the
know.
target shooting guy was sleeping around with the Bigfoot killer's wife or something, you know?
It says here, once the man assured the gunman that he wasn't Bigfoot, the shooter advised him to wear...
He had to assure him.
Yeah.
No, really.
No,
I'm not
seriously.
Bigfoot. Let me take off my shirt. I don't even have any hair on my chest.
Well, get this. The shooter advised him to wear an orange vest in the future.
Okay.
Like, this is on you.
Yeah, right.
You know?
That's true. But you should always wear orange when
You
you're out,
should.
you know, especially during hunting season.
That's
you know
true.
that if you live down here, I don't know about, you know, it's a lot bigger in Montana. You
Right.
won't have like every redneck in the world hunting in the same like 100-acre plot. So,
It says here that Dutton noted that there was some question about the veracity of the report because the victim who spoke to police a day after the incident, he couldn't provide a physical description of the shooter. But after local media reports of the man's story were aired, a woman came and said she had a similar experience where she had been shot at by a man in a Ford F-150 as well.
oh, he's just out just cracking shots at everybody. I
We're
like it.
working to find this person, Dutton said.
Oh,
It
they
is-
like we didn't get a tag number or anything?
No.
Goodness gracious.
It is of great concern that this individual might think it's okay to shoot at anything he thinks is a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I would agree.
You're supposed to know your target and know what's behind. right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If the reports are true, the shooter could face charges, and I think he should.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You can't go shooting at people. That's
Yeah.
attempted murder, I think, isn't it? At least manslaughter, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just... Like, if I'm out in the woods and I shoot somebody because I thought they were a deer,
Right.
I'm perfectly within my legal right to shoot a deer, but
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
a human.
okay. It's not okay to shoot a human that you thought was a deer.
Right. And there have been several quote unquote hunting accidents, you know, over the years.
It's true.
You know, somebody just trying to get rid of somebody, or, you know, you owe me money and never pay me back. So let's go hunting, buddy.
Don't go hunting with your in-laws.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's a cardinal rule. Everyone should know that, at least in this part of the world. Yeah, that's wild, man. But I appreciate his like vigilant stance to kill a Bigfoot. 'Cause as a Bigfoot believer, one of my biggest hangups is that we've never had one killed.
Right.
Like not hit by a car, not taken out by a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you would think somewhere along the line
There'd be some physical
right.
trace evidence.
And like I use the example, and I like I say I believe in Bigfoot, but bobcats are not like easily seen. We live in
Right.
Alabama. There's a bobcat population here, but every year I know somebody who kills one bobcat. You know, I mean, just they'll wander out in a green field or something, and they kill it. So I feel like,
and you don't ever find bobcat bodies out in the woods.
yeah, that's another, yeah,
Because they bury their dead.
that's right. They do. They a funeral pyre.
And maybe Bigfoot do too.
Yes, yeah.
Big feet?
Big
Bigfoots?
I don't know the plural of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I would say big feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
They dig.
herd.
They bury their dead.
Yeah, sure.
We
Yeah.
just need science to find the Bigfoot cemetery somewhere.
What if they're like all the like Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal people that they've dug up are actually Bigfoot people?
I mean, I guess it's not impossible. I think I watched a Bigfoot documentary on National Geographic where it wasn't a Bigfoot documentary, but there was a scientist who was looking for a Cro-Magnon that he thinks is still alive.
Oh, okay.
So it was a Bigfoot documentary. It was just this scientist guy was trying to maybe give it a little bit more credence.
You know how you like get locked into like you go on YouTube to watch one video and then next thing you know, like 5 hours later,
Yes.
you're watching. I watched a Bigfoot video. It started out, you know, it's like innocent Bigfoot stuff.
Right.
And I mean, I got really deep into some Bigfoot theory. And one of them was that Bigfoot is actually Adam. No, Cain.
Cain.
Yeah, Cain's
Cain.
the one. Oh, sorry. Elementary Bible knowledge just went out the roof. Yeah,
That's a
Cain.
Mormon legend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that he was like cursed to walk the earth and all that. And
And any Mormon listeners, write in and let us know.
yeah.
And tell us
we're
your thoughts
huge.
about it too. But I
Yeah.
think
We're huge with the Mormons. They love us.
I think there's a story like from one of the old church fathers. I don't think it was Brigham Young, but it was one of them.
Okay.
Who says that he was on his way to a revival or something, and he looked beside him, and there was this big, tall, hairy man that was walking alongside him. Said that he was Cain, and
Right.
his job was to ruin mankind.
Oh.
And he rebuked him in the name of the Lord, and he went away.
Okay. That's a solid move right there.
I was going to say, that's the story in a nutshell. But
Okay.
then there are some people who say, well, Bigfoot is Cain wandering around.
Right. Yeah. That's basically what this thing's. I'd never heard it before. And I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. I don't know that I'm on board with that, but it's definitely interesting to think about it.
It's definitely more interesting than a big hairy ape creature that lives out in the woods.
Like an interdimensional traveling, you know, thing that's been alive.
My favorite theory that I've ever heard is that Bigfoot is actually like a all-terrain vehicle piloted by the little great alien inside, you know?
Well,
Like basically a big ghillie suit.
Yeah,
that
right.
They can walk
They can
around
walk
in
around
and
in.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, if Bigfoot is Cain, does that blow out the myth that I didn't come from no monkeys that everybody likes to say when they talk about evolution? You know, I don't know. Because he's not really a monkey, though. He's a primate.
Well, I
And
guess
monkeys are primates, but we're primates too, right?
if you've been living for 5,000 years in the wilderness, maybe he would just grow, you know.
I mean, you get a lot of hair. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, we've developed scissors. I'll just say that much. You know, and surely you'd find a pair laying around somewhere.
I don't know what 5,000 years would do to a human mind, though.
I don't either.
If you've just been living immortal for that long,
Yeah.
who knows what your perspective on life would be?
Yeah, I don't. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like killed your brother and you got to carry that around for 5,000 years, you know? That's rough. That's rough. But yeah, I don't know. Any of our Mormon friends, just let us know what's up with that.
Yeah.
My cousin Todd, who I think listens occasionally, he lives in Utah. He's not a Mormon, but he's closer to a Mormon
He's
than
familiar.
I am. Yeah, so maybe he knows.
Probably has a lot of friends.
Yeah, hit me up, Todd, if you listen to this ever. I know you do sometimes, but
Yeah.
he's by far my most successful cousin, so he's got way better things to do in life than that. Well, anyways, let's move along to a story about really true love, I think, is what it would fall into. I don't want anybody to get confused that these two ladies are not our wives, Tara and Deidre. This comes to us from news5cleveland.com, and the headline reads, Women accused of using drone to deliver cell phones and tobacco to inmate. So deputies say 2 women tried to use a drone to illegally deliver cell phones and tobacco to an inmate in, and although this comes from News 5 Cleveland, it's Martin County, Florida. So even the people up in Cleveland make fun of Florida. Martin County Sheriff's Office said that they received a call around 2 a.m. Sunday about a drone hovering over the Martin Correctional Institution and possibly delivering a package on the roof of an inmate housing facility. Correctional officers said they made contact with 22-year-old Concita Diondio, who was spotted driving a black pickup truck slowly in front of the correctional facility. Also in the vehicle was 40-year-old Cassandra Kerr, officers said. I don't know if they're related, but that sounds like a mother-daughter team right there.
Yeah.
Maybe daddy's in jail,
Maybe.
He got locked up.
Or maybe their brother/son.
Yeah, or husband.
Boyfriend.
We
Who
know how it
knows?
works down here. Yeah. According to the sheriff's office, correctional officers found a package in the area where the drone was spotted. Kerr admitted to flying the drone to deliver contraband to an inmate. As a lawyer, I would say that was a bad move.
Yes.
Don't just come out and admit it, okay?
Make them prove it in a court of law.
Yes, while Diodario, that's a guitar string. That's not how you pronounce her name. Drove the truck, detectives said. Kerr and Didiano are facing several charges. I think I pronounced that last name like 4 different ways during the story, including introduction of contraband into a correctional facility. So that's the end of the story, and I just wanted to say that if I'm ever in jail and my wife doesn't offer to deliver me contraband via drone, then I would probably divorce her, because, that's your woman. She's with you till you die. We
Right.
signed up for this. We're a partnership. So, let's go on and get them cigarettes in here. I need to trade it. People try to beat me up. I'm skinny. I'm not skinny, but I'm little. I'm good looking. I need some to trade off of this thing here. Let's keep people off of me. So, but
I feel like a drone.
yeah,
They make a lot of noise.
yeah, they do. They do.
And it said in the article it was spotted. So
Yeah.
was it in daytime?
I know it's
Why
2
would you?
a.m.
Oh, okay, that's what I
But-
say. Because why would it said it was spotted?
Well, they probably got somebody in the guard tower or whatever, getting ready to shoot or something.
With a flashlight and say, "Hey, what's that sound?"
Yeah,
And
right.
You shine your flashlight. Someone's flying a drone around
Somebody's
here.
flying a drone
And I don't
around here.
think it's one of the inmates, and I don't think it's the warden either.
Well, I feel like you could go with just a balloon. Like you go to,
Hey, yeah.
like the grocery store and get a couple of Mylar balloons, attach the thing to it,
Or-
let it get over the yard, and then shoot it out with a BB gun, and it drops safely down. It's a lot quieter.
Or even better, I remember before Toys R Us shut down, they had a little shark balloon that would fly around.
Oh yeah,
You see that?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a blimp type thing.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Fly that thing over there.
That's not a bad idea.
Or you could just do it the old-fashioned way
Bake a cake.
and shove it up your
Okay. Your prison wallet.
and then you take it
I
in
got
there.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I was
leave it in the
thinking
bathroom.
I was thinking bake a cake, but okay. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't think the guards are going to let the inmate have that cake.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. It's tough to get a carton of cigarettes inside a cake, too.
Right.
Well, I guess you could do it, though. I'll try that. I have to buy a carton of cigarettes first. I don't know. It's just, I feel like they were just trying to help their man out,
Yeah,
He's probably
yeah.
called them and these people are killing me in here. Please give me something. I need something to trade. Or maybe he's just like, man, I need a smoke and they're expensive in the jail store. So can you get me some?
Did you ever listen to Serial?
No.
Okay, I remember the very
I like
first
to eat
season.
cereal, though. One of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Serial too.
A
but
Lucky Charms man myself.
the very first season when they were talking to Anand Syed, he got in trouble because he had a cell phone in his, you're not supposed to have cell phones, but
Yeah.
he got one.
Right.
I'm sure from Red or whoever, And it was funny because he said he couldn't get it to work and he called customer service and they kept telling him just to bring it into the store and they'd swap it out. And he kept telling him, I can't do that. You don't understand. I can't just bring it in the store.
Absolutely no way I can do that. Okay. You remember some inmates at Alabama at our state prison? It wasn't Tutwiler. It was one in Atmore. They were like going Facebook Live from inside the prison.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And everybody was like appalled, like, oh my goodness, how could they do this? And I'm just like, do you guys not know how prison works? I mean, you could get pretty much anything you want inside of a prison if you just know the right people and have the right amount of money
to pay the guards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're working. They'll take payment. So
especially if it's not a weapon or something.
Right.
If it's something you can't use to hurt somebody.
Yeah. But I mean, just like, I think it was just like they did a whole news article and it showed them and they're like, hey, we up here, hanging out, and it's got like that whole big room with all the bunks in it. And then I think they did and I don't remember this specifically, so if somebody does, they like were walking around showing all like what's broken down in the jail, like all this water fountain don't work and we got this hole in the roof right here and everything else too, so.
You know what they should have done? They should have done it up like they were filming an episode of MTV's Cribs.
That's right. That would have been amazing.
Just walk around the prison.
That would have been amazing.
This is our card table. This is where we like to hang out when we've had a bad day.
This is where my
out
boy,
on the yard.
This is my boy Tiny stays. This is this cell right here, Tiny. Tell him what you got in here.
Man, I got my custom chess set right here that I've been carving myself for the last 10 years.
A Farrah Fawcett poster.
got my rock hammer in my copy of the Bible. Don't tell the guards.
That's right. Yeah. That would have been amazing. That would have been really good. That would have went viral.
I think that would, I was just fixing to say, I think that would have went viral.
Yeah, they could have had a lot of money, like sell it for ad time or whatever, How monetize a video like you do on YouTube. Yeah, that would have been a good move. Maybe I should get a cell phone to somebody in prison and tell them that. Like, I'll take a cut here, 5% of whatever you make. Nah, 50%. You're in jail. So...
Well, I know if I ever go to jail, I would really want to have a cell phone. But if I couldn't have a cell phone, I personally would like to have a pair of nunchucks.
Okay, yes. Yes.
But
it's going to be hard to smuggle those in. A real long handle on them.
That's what's like,
ma'am, do you have a tail?
You need 2 prison purses
That's right.
for a pair of nunchucks.
Yeah. I think that lady had something wrong with her.
In New York... Apparently, nunchucks were, there was a ban on them.
Yeah.
But fortunately, recently, a federal court has ruled New York's ban on nunchucks unconstitutional.
Okay.
So, thank you for doing the right thing.
Right. Yes. This is what our founding fathers intended. For us to have nunchucks.
A 1974 New York state ban on nunchucks that was put into place over fears that youth inspired by martial arts movies would create widespread nunchuck mayhem.
Oh, goodness.
Is unconstitutional.
What a reason for a law.
Second Amendment.
Like, that's what our government does. I know. Oh, no. All these teens watching Bruce Lee movies are out here beating everybody with nunchucks. Let's make a law about it. Thank you.
Those are tax dollars well spent,
That's
my
right.
friend.
Yes.
Judge Pamela Chin. Hey.
Oh. They got it to the right judge.
They got it to the right judge.
That's wrong. That sounds like we're being racist, but we're not.
Pamela Chin issued her ruling Friday in a Brooklyn federal court on the martial arts weapon made famous by Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Hold on, let's time out. There's a video, and it gets posted pretty much probably monthly by someone on my friends list of Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks. Have you seen that video?
Yes.
All right, that's like fake from a commercial, right? Like, he's not really doing it. I hope I didn't crush everything you ever thought about.
You just crushed me.
So sorry.
I died a little bit inside when
I'm
you told
so
me
sorry.
that.
That's all CGI, by the way. Just wanted to point that out for everybody so people quit sharing it.
The next thing I know, you're going to be telling me that the scene with what's her name playing ping pong with a wooden spoon in the Balls of Fury movie isn't real either.
Yeah, no, that's not real either. I hadn't thought about that movie in a long time.
No. The plaintiff, James Maloney, started his legal quest after being charged with possession of nunchucks in his home in 2000.
His home?
He was in his home. You can't have nunchucks in your home.
Golly, man. What are they doing coming in looking for nunchucks?
I mean,
that's the question.
He wasn't even out wearing them on his belt, like on his little karate gi.
Do you put them on your belt? I figure you just like drape them around your neck. Like after you're done playing basketball, you tie your like sneaker shoes together and hang them around your neck.
Well, in my imagination, I just imagine myself being a karate expert wearing the karate gi have my black belt, but I've got them tucked into my black
That
belt
makes sense.
because that's how Michelangelo did it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I just wondered. I mean, you have a holster, pull it out and
Well, I think you got one chuck on the inside and then the other chuck on the outside.
yeah, just hang over, looped over.
Yeah, just looped
Okay,
over.
That makes sense. You
Yeah.
better tie that belt tight. You don't fall down.
Well, you can't tie it too tight because then you may not be able to get them out of there
That's a good point.
if you get
Solid point.
ambushed by ninjas.
That's why I feel like around the neck is the way to go with it. You just like pull them out that way. I'm already hitting you in the head. I'm starting out at shoulder height here, so you're gonna save your movement.
Maybe.
I don't
Maybe.
know. Still got to apply to be a ninja overseas over there.
You got a workshop. We need to. We maybe need to
let's see what
sketch
we-
some stuff up.
That's right.
Get some prototypes.
We may
Anyway.
be riding the crest of like a nunchuck wave up in New York. We can get ahead of this thing.
Anyway, he initially filed the complaint in 2003, and he appealed all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court when the case went against him.
Oh.
The Supreme Court in 2010 remanded the case back down to be reconsidered in light of a Second Amendment decision that was made in another case that Maloney, same guy, had filed.
Well,
An amended complaint later that year.
I mean, we got Kavanaugh on there now, buddy. You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
He's too drunk to even know what's going on.
Maloney had been focused on getting that part of the law overturned that banned nunchucks, two rigid rods connected at one end by a chain or a rope, even in private homes. In her ruling, Chen said that the court couldn't simply take that part out and ruled that the state's law, as it pertained to possessing nunchucks as well as to manufacturing, transporting, or disposing of them, was in violation of the Second Amendment.
Okay.
The ruling went over the history of the ban and said that it arose out of a concern as a result of the rising popularity of kung fu movies and TV shows. Various circles of the state's youth, including, quote, muggers and street gangs,
Oh, yeah, of course.
were widely using nunchucks to cause many serious injuries.
Goodness gracious. What is wrong with people?
In an email to the Associated Press, Maloney said perhaps the most amazing thing was getting more relief than he had asked for. Maloney, a professor at the State University of New York's Maritime College, said that some of his motivation was outrage. How could a state simply ban any and all possession of a weapon that had a long and proud history as a martial arts weapon with recreational, therapeutic, and self-defense utility? He said,
You poured a little on it there. Now, therapeutic, come on. You just trying to make it sound better. I understand, but you're not fooling me.
well, now I find watching nunchuck videos therapeutic.
Yeah, that's
so-
cool. Yeah.
Anyway, says Maloney also wanted to teach a form of martial arts using nunchucks that he created, which he calls Chiffon Ha Lavan, to his sons, the ruling said.
Chiffon.
S-H-A-F-A-N, I guess that's Chiffon. Ha, H-A.
Halavan. He played
Lavan.
football at Alabama. I think.
L-A-V-A-N.
Yeah. Chiffon, he played football at Alabama.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh,
Did he use nunchucks?
Yeah, right. He's the ninja backer.
So anyway, that's the end of the article. But it doesn't surprise me that nunchucks had been banned in New York.
Yeah.
But that is a crime against 10-year-olds across the nation.
True.
That
Right.
you can't have nunchucks.
Right.
I mean, nunchucks and throwing stars were...
That's where it was at.
And a bullwhip. I mean, that's what you get at Tanny Hill.
Yeah.
When you go to
Yeah,
Tanny Hill trade
yes.
days,
Yes, we've ran through a couple
you're
of bull
going to
whips
get
at my
one of
house.
those three things on the way home.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
And if you don't get a throwing star or a pair of nunchucks or a bullwhip, then your parents don't love you.
right. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. You come home with those lame, like, cork guns, thing that's not even real fun.
I mean, those are great when you're 3.
Yeah.
But when you're 8,
No, you
I
want
feel
something,
like you need a throwing star.
You want something that can potentially hurt someone.
Yes.
Not that you ever would, but you just want to have that capability.
Yes.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But
To send somebody to Emergicare.
just the fact that some politician back in the 70s or whatever was like, you know what we need to do?
All these kids
Right.
using nunchucks.
Our economy's in recession right now, and we're having like gas crisis, but we got to get these nunchucks off the street. That's the people we elect in this country.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's just how it works.
Hey,
But I'm
that's
glad
why
this guy
I
can get
live
it.
down home in Alabama, where
Right,
you can
where
have
you-
all the nunchucks and throwing stars you
Yes.
want.
Everything short of your own personal battleship, you can pretty much
Yes.
own here, and you probably could get permits for a battleship, I guess.
We should
I know
try.
some guys that got some guns on some pontoon boats, so I'm just saying we could probably make it happen.
Yeah.
But it's just like I just, everything's illegal in New York and California, pretty much. Everything that is like fun is illegal in Alabama, like
That's
drugs
true.
and alcohol.
That's a good point.
Right. Everything that's for self-defense is illegal in California. So it's like both ends of the
You
spectrum.
know what? Maybe that's why that is the way it is.
True.
Maybe the reason they can't have nunchucks in New York is because they have, alcohol sales on Sunday.
True, right. Yeah. You can go get a beer on a Sunday somewhere. If you got nunchucks, you should like beating up the waitress at Hooters with them or whatever at the end of it because you're drunk. So, but here in Alabama,
And the reason you're allowed to have, everything from Gatling guns to
you can strap a
cannons.
howitzer to your side because you're not going to be drunk.
Because you can't use CBD oil.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
That's such a beautiful point. I saw where the CBD place opened up again in Northport. It got shut down a couple of weeks ago or like a month ago. But I don't know. I mean, like CBD oil won't give you a buzz or anything.
Okay, I've done a little bit of research on this because, I've heard that it's good for Parkinson's, and my dad has Parkinson's.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and what I read is most of that oil, all the THC has been removed.
Oh.
So this is just like a supplement, basically.
So it don't like make you high or anything.
No, it just makes you quit.
I don't need to go get anything.
It just makes you quit trembling and maybe makes you seizures stop.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
So
problem.
clearly, we don't want
My
people to be able to
problem
stop
is-
their seizures.
My problem is sobriety. Okay, that's what I'm trying to alleviate. But for like your dad, that's maybe a wonderful thing. Maybe we need to hook him up with it. I won't tell anybody at church.
I don't want him to get on the prayer list.
That's right.
Anybody that goes to Carroll's Creek listening to this, stop it.
Right? Yeah, we're just kidding, y'all.
I will
Brother
deny if you bring this up in prayer meeting.
Absolutely. We all pray for Brother Jim. He has got a horrible marijuana problem now, y'all. Now his Parkinson is great. He's walking around by.
He can feed himself now.
right.
He can eat Cheerios.
Well, but he is on that devil's weed. Hey, once you get on the devil's lettuce, you can't get off of it.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's Alabama's side of the
Yes.
coin. Yeah, New York, no nunchuck. So you can get all the weeds you want, I guess, but no nunchuck. All right, so let's move on here to a story from the New York Post, Donald Trump's favorite newspaper. His headline is a disabled man changes mind about head transplant. It says he wanted a new head but had a change of heart after his glamorous new wife gave birth to their miracle son, according to a report.
I would like to point out real quick that I don't think he wanted a new head. I think he wanted a new body.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he wanted to get a new body. Valerie Spiridonov, who suffers from a muscle wasting disease, had volunteered to undergo the world's first head transplant at the hands of an Italian surgeon, Dr. Sergio Canavero, who is dubbed Dr. Frankenstein.
Right.
Pretty awesome if you got that on your lab coat when you come in.
Yes.
But the 33-year-old Russian, who is studying computer analysis of emotions at the University of Florida, recently revealed that with him are his bride, Anastasia, and their recently born son. The boy, whose name has not been revealed, was born 6 weeks ago and is healthy, which Valerie considers a miracle since the rare genetic Wernig-Hoffman disease his dad suffers from can be inherited. Anastasia, who holds a master's degree in chemical technology, underwent tests during her pregnancy. She's not seen in the pictures of Spiridonov, but she explained online her love of men in wheelchairs. All right, didn't know that was a thing, but
Hey, it's true what they say. If it exists, then there's somewhere.
There's somebody who likes it.
Yeah.
I will say the picture that they have alongside his at the top of this article, like
He did well.
Yeah, he upgraded. As the old country song.
That's a good reason to get in a wheelchair right there.
As the old country song would say, she's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know, all right? She's a good-looking woman, all right?
Yeah.
It says, we lived in the same city and often met on professional matters and soon realized that we felt really good together. Okay, all right. In 2015, Spiridonov said he realized the risk of having his head severed and reattached to a new healthy body, but that he was prepared to sacrifice his life for science. But he did have some requirements. I would want to have my head transplanted onto the body of a woman. When I wake up, I still want to be a man, he said at the time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I don't follow all of that, you know. He claimed to have successfully carried out a surgery. Oh, the doctor claimed to carefully. He claimed that he did the surgery on
mice.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yes.
it worked.
Because
Okay.
I've actually followed.
Oh,
this
and
guy.
a monkey, by the way.
Yeah, they also did that back in the 70s.
Oh, they
And-
did?
Well, here's the problem. The operation worked, but they were not able to. I mean, cutting off the head
Yeah.
leads to the paralysis of the patient
Oh, yeah.
because
that's
you're
right.
severing the spinal column.
Yeah, true.
So that's why it didn't work. But there was a doctor who did this back in the 70s, and he was able to transplant, chimpanzees' heads on other bodies, but he wasn't able. They weren't able to live long after that because paralyzed from the neck down. But this Italian surgeon, he thinks that he has this miracle substance made up
CBD
from
oil.
CBD. I think it's like a CBD oil, stem cells, and I think a teaspoon of cinnamon. You mix it up.
All right.
You're able to paint that. He says you're able to paint that on the nerve endings, and they actually are able
And
to
they
heal,
grow
back together.
That's fascinating.
yeah.
But the moral of the story here is old boy married up and got him a smoke show that he's married to.
And a
he's like-
son.
Yeah, and a boy.
And now he's like, you know what? Life's not so bad
right.
anymore.
Yes, which goes
And-
to show you that having a woman makes things a lot better, you know?
Yes.
I mean,
And I don't blame him. I think I would probably
yeah.
be in the
you're
same
like-
boat.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, let's try for child number 2, honey. You know? Let's get this thing going here.
I mean, the whole point of me trying to get a body was so I could get chicks.
Yeah,
Now that I got a
exactly.
chick, I don't need
I
a
don't
new
really
body.
need it. She accepts me as I am, which
Yeah.
is wonderful on her part.
Yeah.
I find it a little weird, but whatever. And, people can be into whatever they're into. But he said that Valerie, the dude, said that he never had a vain motive in seeking a transplant, but he says he does feel a weight lifted off of his chest. I gave 2 years of my life to this project, and I'll be glad to see it happening with someone else. Oh, that was the doctor. Dang,
Okay.
man, it's confusing. They all got weird names.
Right.
Anyway, so that's the end of the article. But all you really need to know is dude who was going to have his head chopped off and attached to another body married a smoke show woman who's like hotter than a side of bacon.
And now he don't want to get his head chopped off no more.
Had a kid with her, and however that worked out, it probably helped convince him that everything's okay.
Yeah.
I can make it for the rest of my life now.
And good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy for it.
Yeah.
I married up too, so I understand. Yeah.
I was fascinated to find out if that was really going to happen or not. Because there's a lot of scientists who are saying this is unethical and this surgeon is just a showboat. He's not really going to do anything. Now, I don't know if he is or not, but I'm glued to find out if it does or not,
Okay. I would, if I had to have that happen to me, I would demand to have like the bolt thing sticking out of my neck like Frankenstein,
Yes.
just for fun, just so it'd be a good conversation piece.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's wild.
Just think if you did get a head transplant and had your head put on another body, it wouldn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
But just think if you had any offspring after that, biologically they wouldn't be your
Oh yeah,
kids.
that's true. Yeah,
It would be the dude whose body you got.
that's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Not that I would care.
Oh, not
but
at
it's
all.
interesting. To
I mean,
think
as long
about.
as all the feeling and stuff, I mean, everything's, we get those nerves and stuff attached, I'll be all right with that.
Because
know?
you can get your seed frozen.
Exactly. Yeah. Before we go, I'll be like, we need to do an extraction or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the kids are calling it these days. So,
What do you think happens to the old body in that case?
I don't know.
Do you bury it and then go to your body's grave?
That would actually be awesome. Like, hey, kids, you gotta go put some new flowers on my grave. Those other ones are wilted out. It's
then when
close
you-
to
and then
Memorial Day, church is doing their decoration days. So
and
let's
then
get out.
when you die, does your family bury you next to that other body and you're like a head with two bodies?
I would say if
know?
it were me, just to like give everyone a huge hassle, I would be like, now you have to chop my head off and bury it back with my original body,
And take this
Look,
body and
when
go
the-
put it to the original head that
Right.
it came with.
When the rapture happens, I want everything to be where it's supposed to be, guys. So we're going to need to get my head back in the ground. Yeah. I don't know. That's wild, though.
yeah. It's crazy.
I would like to go to my own funeral, though.
I would too.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, in a way.
I think we should have your funeral before you
Yeah, no,
die.
I got a lot of big plans for them.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I doubt Deidre will do any of it.
Right.
You know, because she's like a normal person.
Yeah. And many Kiss bands are hard to come by.
Gonna cost a little bit to rent one, to book one for Monday afternoon or whatever.
There were kings of the Orient, breaking gifts to the child. Through fields and deserts they came. Messiah was worth every mile. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light. Gold and frankincense, myrrh and perfume, wreaths alike of gathering gloom, sorrow, sighing, bleeding, and dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light. Glorious now, behold him rise, King of God and sacrifice. Alleluia, hallelujah, sounds from the earth and the skies. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light. Perfect light, perfect light. Through the fields and deserts they came. Messiah was worth every mile.
Trump Foundation.
Oh,
It has been decided that it has to sell off an autographed Tim Tebow helmet.
wow.
Yeah.
So, Tim Tebow, the most famous virgin in the world, right?
Yes.
Trump has a helmet that he's autographed.
Yeah.
Well, we know Trump's a good Christian man, right?
Right.
Of course.
He probably looks up to Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They probably like do a daily devotional over FaceTime together or something. Yeah.
The Donald J. Trump Foundation on Tuesday agreed to dissolve itself under judicial supervision as a part of an agreement to sell an autographed Tim Tebow football helmet. President Trump bought the Denver Broncos helmet at a charity auction in 2012 for $12,000.
Okay.
According to the USA Today. However, a 2016 Washington Post report stated that Trump used the money from the foundation to pay for the helmet.
Oh.
So that's how they
Okay.
get you.
That is how they get you.
Yeah.
Just think, man, if he had never ran for president, he'd probably still be doing everything just like he used to be.
Yep.
Buying Tim Tebow helmets with charity money and stuff.
Says that the foundation also owned 2 paintings of the president, both of which it will have to sell as part of the agreement.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's going to buy those and like blow them up or something, you know?
The paintings were bought for a combined $30,000, according to the Daily Caller.
That's expensive.
You know, you think, why doesn't he just donate Why does the foundation have to buy these portraits
yeah.
of him? Why can we don't just donate them?
I guess because he pocketing that money. Like,
Maybe.
You donate $30,000 to his charity, he buys
Like
something
if I
from
get elected
himself.
president,
Yeah.
and I want to make some, but $30,000, that's nothing to him though.
Is it? I don't know.
I would think not. I mean, he's a billionaire, right?
That's what he says.
That's true.
You know? If you were a billionaire,
I haven't seen his taxes.
True. I would say is if you were a billionaire, would you take a $200,000 a year job?
No,
Exactly.
unless it came with power.
That's a solid point. That's a solid point. If you had the ability to nuclear,
I mean, if it gave me the nuclear key codes,
Yeah.
then I might take it.
that's a solid point.
Yeah.
I feel like you get, like, once you become president, I mean, regardless of where you land on the political spectrum, once you go out of office, it's got to be like top notch because people are still waiting on you like you're the president all the time,
Right.
but you have none of the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get the best table in the restaurant when you show up. You know?
Also, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like approval ratings or whatever of presidents after they're out of office go
everybody
way
loves-
up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
America, we love to hate our presidents when they're in office,
Yeah.
but then love them
Right,
as soon as they get out.
Well, that's like, H.W. Bush died,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, oh, what a great guy, you know? And I'm like,
That's not what you said then.
I remember what you guys were saying back when Clinton ran against him that first time, and he was
Yeah.
horrible. So, yeah.
Just
And-
like I'm sure one day when, President Bill Clinton passes away, we'll probably be talking about how he respected women.
Oh, yeah. It's
and-
like a parent, what is it, like a virtuous man or whatever. It's like such a chaste and, loving husband.
upstanding citizen.
Oh, yeah, right.
Served the office
Right.
with great dignity.
But I will say, and maybe this is a Southern thing, I have a real problem with disrespecting dead people. Like I can't bring myself to do it. Because I don't know if that's just like the
Are you
whole-
afraid they're going to come back and get you?
No, it's just like, man, they're dead and they can't defend
Yeah.
themselves, and there's no reason for me to run you into the ground over something that you did while you were alive. You know, it just seems impolite to me.
I see what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I do think that in some cases people did something so bad that it doesn't
True.
really bother me so much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Judas, we'll throw him under the bus real quick.
Like if anyone's talking bad about Jeffrey Dahmer around me,
Yeah,
I'm not probably
right.
going to mind
Yeah.
so much. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to join
Yes.
in with you.
But Bill Clinton's not Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's
you know?
true.
I mean, I would say there are exceptions.
If he's anybody,
to that
he's
rule.
Ted Bundy.
I'll say a lot of people, probably view Bill Clinton as Jeffrey Dahmer, depending
Right.
on what side of the aisle they sit on in Congress. But, I don't. I'm not that way. And I wouldn't say anything bad about him. So I just don't get people who do that. I mean, there were people online trashing President Bush when most of the coverage on him was very positive. Let's focus on the positive stuff of his life. He was a war hero and all that, and did a lot of good stuff while he was in office. And then you got those few people that are like, well, actually, he did this and that. And you're just like, dude, man, he's just dead. Just shut up. Like, you're not doing it. This dude's already dead. So
I most remember his Me Too story that came out before his death.
Right. Get a little handsy. Get a little
Well, now,
handsy.
okay, the story I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I had read online from somebody claiming to be close to the president that he had this joke once he was in a wheelchair where he would say, hey, you know who my favorite magician is? David Copperfield. He would pinch whoever was beside him on the butt. The story I heard, he did this to men, women, didn't
Okay,
matter.
right.
He was just telling this joke.
Yeah, right.
And he told the wrong person one day.
Okay.
and got caught. He got me too'd
Well, I mean, I guess so. I mean, that's a good way to.
to break the ice.
Yeah, that's a conversation starter. Let's say that much for him. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But that's just internet lore. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's true or not.
It
But
definitely could be. I
Yeah,
mean,
it could be.
he was apparently he had a really good sense of humor.
yeah.
So maybe that's what he just thought it was a funny joke, and you're not going to take. He's not doing anything like in his mind sexual. If you're like
Yeah.
pinch,
Well,
you
he's
know,
in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
you know?
If you're like pinching somebody on the butt, that's not like a sexual move.
He
to me.
just liked to touch people's butts.
Yeah,
He
right.
didn't get anything out of
He's
it.
a former
He
athlete.
he just liked to touch people's butts.
Yeah. You don't think Tim Tebow hadn't touched a man's butt before? You know, he has. I've seen it. There's like video evidence of it. If you play football, you touch a man's butt. If you're the quarterback of a football, if you get under center, you are getting very close to like homosexual activity. It's just facts. That's facts, you know?
Yeah.
That doesn't make it wrong, but I guess both parties are consenting to that. You know?
Right.
No, I don't know. But yeah, everybody gets slapped on the butt playing football. What's more manly about football than putting on like tight spandex pants and hitting another man on the butt? You know?
Yeah.
That's why we love football in the South.
We have gone way.
Oh, yeah, I know. I tried to bring it back with a little TiVo talk.
Into the article, Trump Foundation has an autographed helmet they
Yeah.
got to get rid of because Trump bought it with foundation money
Right.
instead of his own.
And
So,
now he's got to sell Tim Tebow's helmet.
how much do you think he paid $12,000 for it? How much do you think he'll get for it?
But so the value of Tim Tebow has gone down. But he may get called up to the Mets this year. So
Really?
that may make it go up.
Huh.
Yeah, well, the Mets are like trash.
Yeah.
Although they had the Cy Young winner. Oh, what's his name?
I think you'll get more for it in Gainesville than anywhere
Oh,
else.
yeah. If it was a Florida helmet, it would sell for like $20,000.
Yes.
But it's a Broncos helmet, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think the value goes down. I would say 8.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what sports memorabilia market is anymore. I have a lot of baseball cards I've collected, but they're all not worth anything now. So pretty much.
I do too. My dad, he has a huge collection that me and him put together back in the day.
Dude, your dad and my dad should get together because my dad loves baseball cards. You know, I think that's like a generational thing. And I kind of collected them because, you know, he would bring me home packs from the grocery store. And I was like, okay, that's cool, you know, and I just put them up. Mm-hmm. And he periodically goes through them and will pull out the ones that he thinks will be expensive and puts them in a safe deposit box because, you know, he doesn't want them to get destroyed or anything like that. Yeah. So like one day that may be how I finance my retirement or his like nursing home stay or whatever.
His nursing home stay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Thick Otter. All right.
Okay.
Monterey Bay Aquarium tweets picture of thick otter and it gets backlash. Most people can argue with the fact that it's not polite to comment on someone's weight. Now, my kids will disagree with you. So they call me fat all the time, you know?
My son asked me last night at Chick-fil-A, why are you so fat?
Yeah.
And I said, son, it's because I don't eat like I should and I don't exercise like I should either.
So you handle it better than I do. I'm like, you little alarm will kill you, you know?
My wife did get furious.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, she was threatening to take Christmas presents back.
Oh,
set
man.
them on fire. She did get mad.
I don't get that mad. I'm just like, look, guys, I don't eat healthy, and I already see that y'all don't, so you're both going to look like me one day. You know?
Yeah.
So anyways, well, the Monterey Bay Aquarium was under fire for doing just that. Abby is a thick girl, they tweeted Tuesday, along with a cute picture of Abby the otter. What an absolute unit. She chonk. Look at the size of this lady. Oh, Lord, she's coming. Meant to be a lighthearted joke, which most normal people, I would say, would take it as a lighthearted joke.
It's a great tweet. That tweet has everything going for it. It's got a cute picture of an animal. It's topical.
Oh, yeah. They also use the hashtag body positivity, P-A-W, and tweeted work hard, nom harder.
Okay, I'm not a Twitter expert, but I give that tweet an A++.
That's a great
That is
tweet.
a great tweet.
The image received 5,000 retweets and over 18,000 likes, mostly saying how cute Abby is, and some even sharing photos of their overweight pets. By the way, right now, full disclosure, I'm a member of a group on Facebook called That Cat is Chonky. And that's all they do is talk about how beautiful little fat cats are because my Holly's got a little weight on her too. And so I put some pictures up of her and people were like, oh, this is so cute little fat
I cannot
cat.
wait to get on Facebook and shame y'all's Facebook group.
You won't hurt anybody's feelings. It's a private group. You got to be invited. But Monterey Bay's comments also came with their fair share of Twitter users shaming the aquarium for body shaming.
Because we can't have anything fun anymore.
Yeah, but because otters know what goes on Twitter.
Yes.
You know, and using several terms originating from African American vernacular English. So they're saying thick and chonky or like, you know, African American terms that I guess that develop through their culture and communities.
So does that mean the zoo can't use them?
I don't know. It says, please, there's a quote from one of the tweets. Please delete this tweet. It is offensive. Tweeted Shonda Preskel Weinstein. I'm certain that Monterey Aquarium didn't realize that they were basically comparing black women to animals by using AAVE developed to talk about black women's bodies to describe an animal, but that's pretty bad.
What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. They're talking about an otter.
Yeah, right. They're talking about an otter.
They're not talking about African American women. They're talking about an otter.
They're talking about an otter. Right.
Dear goodness.
It says, hey, everyone, it has come to our attention that some of the references in this tweet are problematic and insensitive. So this is an aquarium
Insensitive to otters.
Yes. We're posting here in the thread so that people who have engaged with this tweet will join us in our learning moment. Excellent work of PR on their part.
Yes.
In particular, several items referenced originated from AAVE and specifically reference black women's bodies. Using them in a sea otter meme without background makes insinuations we never intended, and we needed to do better. So I have to say,
well,
that was a perfect, like whoever's on PR for the Monterey Bay Aquarium did a really good job of just coming out and going, look, guys, didn't mean to do anything wrong. So sorry. Don't mean to offend anybody. It's a learning process for us. Thank you for helping educate us. Which is about the only way, if you got a group of people mad at you, to come out looking okay. Because if you like double down on
come out and say delete your account,
yeah. If you double down on she's a thick girl, or you go too far the other way with oh my goodness, let's just like go to like a super whole apology tour around the world, then you're gonna get both sides mad at you. And they just came out and said, hey, sorry, we didn't realize this was problematic, and thanks for being with us. So. But yeah, they.
So do white women can't be referred to as thick?
I don't.
Is that what they're saying?
I would never refer to my wife as thick.
Well, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. No, we're not idiots.
But I thought that.
I thought it was universal.
Are there not rap songs out there talking about a white girl?
I don't know. I'm not up on the rap game
not either.
like I should. But I know that pog is a term we use for white women who have a bit of derriere, like a big butt.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It stands for stuff I can't say in church, but I do know that I have some friends who have clued me in on that.
Okay.
But I thought like thick was like a universal
I did too.
term. I didn't realize that it was exclusive to one race. Now, I know it was probably developed by one race, but I don't know how you claim ownership of that. But then again, I'm not African American, so I wouldn't pretend to know anyways.
Right.
I would not in my wildest dreams call any female thick or chonky. Mm-hmm. So, I just wouldn't do that.
What about otters? Would you refer to
what if you were
otters
like, ooh, girl,
as thick or chonky?
Ooh, girl, you shaped like an otter. Hey, baby. You look
and not
like
just any otter, but this otter right
you look
here.
like a Monterey Bay Aquarium otter, girl. Looks so good in them yoga pants. I don't know. I just feel like that it was probably made a bigger deal. But we live in a time where everyone is looking to call out everyone else for anything they do wrong, even if their intentions weren't wrong. I don't feel like the Monterey Bay Aquarium was out to try to demean African American women in any way. I feel like they were just trying to make a joke about a chubby otter that they got, And that's cool, to me, but I'm not a black person, so I don't know, how that would make me feel if I was. But I also
would it have been better if the aquarium would have tweeted out the photo with a caption that said "This girl is fat, PHAT."
Right. I don't know.
Would that be better or worse?
Also, let's just go down the rabbit hole here. Let's say there was the otter and her brother otter were like hugged up in the water, and then they like, oh, look at Libby the otter or whatever the name of the otter. Let me find this name here. I already forgot. Abby. All
Abby.
right. Here's Abby the otter and her brother Alan the otter enjoying some time together in the water, and they hashtag it like Alabama Life or something. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't feel like I would be outraged by that, you know,
Right.
because I know, like, hey, that's a joke.
Because we know
we
know how Alabama otters are.
Right. Yes. Well, it's a pretty, you know, it's pretty common online joke to make incestual references to Alabama, you know. Now, I personally have lived in Alabama my whole life, and I don't know anyone who has ever slept with their sister or brother or married them or anything like that, but it still gets thrown around a lot, and that's fine.
They're pretty good at keeping it on the down low.
That's right, yeah.
If it's going on.
Yeah, you don't let anybody know about that. But people will, you know, like if they did that, it wouldn't offend me because I would understand the intention behind it. But
And I've only got so much life to live, and I don't want to live a lot of it upset
being mad about something.
stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
But maybe that's because we're white guys.
Maybe.
You know, heterosexual, cis, white, you know, Christian guys, and we just don't understand the plight of everyone. And I'm not saying that in a like facetious way. I'm saying that fully, you know, laying it out there. Like, I don't understand everybody else's life and experiences, but I also know that I would never intentionally say or do anything to hurt anyone, you know. And so if you get mad at me when I do something on accident, like this aquarium did, you know, I mean, like, I don't know that being outraged is the way to educate everybody. You just be like, hey, you know, hey guys, this is kind of problematic. So maybe you should rethink your tweet. And it seems that the aquarium handled it a lot better. Because if you'd have came at me real hard, I'd have been like, well, y'all just suck it. I'm going to leave it up there because that's the type of guy I am.
Yeah.
But
Delete your account.
yeah, right. I would all of that, you know. So I would have not handled it as well. But anyways, just you can't call otters thick now.
Apparently
all right?
not.
Yeah. Right.
But and the jury is still out on if you can call them fat or not.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Is that body shaming too?
FAT or PHAT.
Yeah,
don't know.
Because you can't really call people fat anymore either, you know, online, because there's like a whole like body positivity, you know, movement, and, you know, everyone should be comfortable in who they are and all that, which is totally cool with me as a dude that's got a little weight on him as well. But also, if some random person online calls me fat, I'm just like, okay, all right. Yeah, you're right. I own a mirror. I know what I look like. So thanks for pointing out the obvious. So I don't know. But anyways.
Anyway, did you know that in Missouri there are poachers?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sometimes.
I would imagine there's poachers in Missouri.
And one Missouri judge has just recently ordered a poacher that he has to repeatedly watch Bambi in jail.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Is it what Eddie Adams was? It you used to go to our church and
It
move
was
there?
David Berry Jr. was
Oh.
sentenced for illegally killing hundreds of deer for
Hundreds?
their heads and leaving the bodies to rot. So
Oh,
he's just shooting
yeah.
hundreds of deer,
Yeah.
and he's taking their head, and he's not even using the
Oh,
meat.
man. That's not cool.
No, it's not. A Missouri poacher has been ordered to repeatedly watch the movie Bambi as part of his sentence for illegally killing hundreds of deer. The Springfield News Leader reports that David Berry Jr. was ordered to watch the Walt Disney movie at least once each month during his year-long jail sentence.
Wow.
In what conservation agents are calling one of the largest deer poaching cases in state history. Yeah. Prosecutors say the deer were killed for their heads, with their bodies left to rot. Berry was convicted in southwest Missouri's Lawrence County for illegally taking wildlife. 3 relatives and another man were also caught in connection to the poaching case. They've paid $51,000 in fines and court costs.
Goodness.
Berry was sentenced to 120 days in jail in the nearby Barton County for a firearms probation violation. So,
Oh, so he'd already had some trouble.
yeah, he already has. And it's got his mugshot here, and yeah, it's about what you'd expect.
Yeah,
from
I
Missouri
saw.
deer
I didn't read the
poacher.
article, but I saw his picture. He looks like a good one.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know what? I gotta say, man, I kind of feel bad for him having to watch Bambi. I don't feel bad for him going to
Yeah.
prison,
Right.
but I feel like the whole watching Bambi thing,
That's tough.
that's tough.
I like, what are you doing with all their heads? You know, like
Putting them on a wall, I
I would
guess.
say, like, how many deer head do you need on your wall? That's what I'm saying. Is there like a market to sell them to people or
I
something?
think it depends on how large your hat collection is. Like, if you've got a huge collection of trucker hats, then maybe you need that many deer heads.
That's a solid point. Yeah, I just don't know how many like I know people. I have no animal heads on my wall. By the way, just full disclosure. And I know people who do, though. I don't have a problem with people. You go kill a deer and you're proud of it. Then that's fine, But I don't know anybody who would like buy one just to have it on their wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually like, hey, this is an accomplishment. I conquered the beast,
Right.
Me along with my high powered firearm conquered this animal.
Yes.
Okay. Which is cool. I don't have any problem with that. So I just don't know. Like, what do you do? Like, you're killing hundreds of them. Like how much wall space do you have in your trailer or whatever to put these things up? I don't know. They've got to be doing something with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Oh, maybe he's got like a taxidermist buddy who's like, like not very good, so he'll like mess up somebody's, or he's like practicing.
Because I thought that too. I mean, I, like you said, I have no problem with having a deer head on my wall, but I've never shot a buck that was worth putting up on the wall.
Right.
So I don't have one.
I
don't think my wife would let me put one up anyway.
I really want to put a fish on my wall. I've caught a couple of like fish that are big enough to mount before, but it's pretty expensive, so we just ate them. But
yeah.
I think I like fish. I think that's cool to me, but
because fish don't have feelings the way deer do.
I mean, PETA will tell you they do, but I just think fish are cool. I like them. That's like original. Like people were catching fish, I think, before they were chasing down animals. Probably. I don't know
though.
I really have no idea. I just pulled that out of my butt. But fishing to me is more sporting.
Well, what's easier for the Cro-Magnon or whatever?
Yeah.
Is it easier for them to invent a club and go club a deer to death, or invent string and tie a net to throw in the river?
Or a net. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Very good question.
Somebody let us know.
Well, if I ever bump into Kane Bigfoot, I'll ask him how all that worked out.
Did you eat deer or fish first?
Right. Was you like fish guy? Let's say I got some deer tenderloin here and some fish sticks. Which one are you going to choose?
That's another thing. All those deer being left to rot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of deer jerky.
Yeah, true.
Why?
Yeah, why would you not?
Why would you do that? The waste,
I don't know. And it feels like probably like a public health, nuisance too, just to leave a bunch of dead carcasses laying around,
Maybe his true sport was coyotes, and all those deer carcasses were bringing in the coyotes.
Deidre's dad farms, and they got all that land there across from Walmart, and deer have become a nuisance because he's not really a hunter.
Right.
And so he has permission to hunt them year round if he wants to from the game warden, and can also use a crossbow too. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how all that works, but there are so many deer around there, which I just told everyone in like Fett County who listens to this where they are. So now he's going to be like overran with people out there spotlighting in the middle of the night. But there's some really, a lot of deer, but they will tear up your crops.
Yeah, they will.
If you got like soybeans planted
or
whatever.
They will.
Yeah. They're a nuisance.
And if you're a farmer, then you don't feel for the deer.
No, not at all. Right.
People who have no idea what that life is like.
Yes. Yeah. Let's say you took your financial fortune, put it all in the ground, and you're dependent upon like nature to help you make money, and then part of nature is helping you not make money, and it's not like the sun or the rain. It's like something you can control, and you will control that problem.
Anybody out there who that may upset, I'm not telling you to change your mind. I'm just asking you to consider.
Yeah.
Think just for a minute how you would feel about the deer if it kept walking up to you when you weren't looking and eating cash right out of your wallet.
Exactly.
How would you feel about the deer then?
Right.
That's kind of how these farmers feel about the deer.
Yeah. But, I don't know that he's even really killed one more than now he has permission to if it arose. I mean, he's working all the time, and when he's not farming, he's probably driving a truck or something. So it's not like he's at home and he's just like staked out over a soybean field, in the middle.
You can't get him like a lever action 30-30 and just, keep it in the truck, take it with him wherever he goes. So if he sees one, he can shoot one on the run.
But maybe I should just offer that, and then I could have a deer head on my wall.
And then
I killed it in the middle of May,
and you can put all your trucker hats on it.
That's right, exactly. I don't think Deidre would let me put up a deer head either.
Get him mounted with like some buck teeth.
All right, so let's move on to my last story, which comes from AL.com. And it is Alabama Police Department blames Satan for spike in homicides. Yes, so a rural Alabama police department that used social media to scold community members for rejecting God is coming under fire from a group that opposes mixing government and religious faith. No surprise there. They're
Right.
I mean, those people are like the most vigilant people in the world who are looking to get a claim up for separation of church and state.
Mm-hmm.
A statement posted on Facebook by the Police Department. That's OPP. You down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Not if you're atheist, by the way. On Tuesday, blames a spike in area homicides on the idea that young people have turned away from God and embraced Satan. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Ops down kind of near the Florida-Georgia line, and we all know that the devil went down to Georgia and he got beat in a fiddle competition. So maybe.
So where would you go if you got beat in a fiddle competition?
Right,
You head
close
on
to the beach, you know,
head on to the Floribama.
That's right, exactly. This is the post followed 2 gunshot killings in as many days in Covington County. But the Wisconsin-based Freedom from Religion Foundation says police in the town of 6,500 people.
Okay.
Are
That's more
wrongly promoting religion with a social media message. The group says it's illegal for a government entity to endorse or criticize religious belief. Police didn't immediately return a phone call Thursday seeking comment. This is the Facebook message, and I'll read it verbatim. It's all caps, by the way, so you know it's like someone who's a little older writing it.
Yes.
This past Sunday, a young man was shot and killed in Kinston. Monday night, a mother was shot and killed in northern Covington County. There have been 5 murders in Covington County in 2018, which, just let me editorialize, if you live in Birmingham, that's like amazing, you know, because there's like 5 in a week in Birmingham. Right. These murders have been done by our young people. This is happening because we have turned away from God and embraced Satan. We may have not meant to do so, but we have. It is time to ask for God's help to stop this. It is time to be parents and raise our children, not have them raise us. It is time to fully support law enforcement and stand by the officers and deputies that are far too often having to walk into these dangerous situations and clean up the mess. Friends, it is time to stand up and be responsible grown-up leaders in our community. Bottom line, they are sheep, there are wolves, and there are sheepdogs. Which group do you belong to?
Uh-oh.
That's tough.
I would consider myself a porcupine. I'm not necessarily going to go after the wolf, but I don't want you to mess with me.
That's right. I've been protecting myself. I got you. I would just say, like, I don't know that as the police department you need to put this message out. I also don't know that in Alabama that there are too many people that are opposed to this message as well, you know, because is super small, super southern, and probably most of the people there are Baptist or Methodist or Church of Christ, just like the rest of our state.
And if they're not Christian, they still go.
Oh yeah,
to keep their grandma happy.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. Because
got to keep me ma happy, not
Yes.
fussing at me.
Yeah, but a little bit of trivia. A lot of people don't or may not know, especially who listen to this podcast, that are outside of the state of Alabama. Former Alabama football coach Mike DuBose is from Alabama.
Huh.
So yeah,
Didn't know that.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Mike DuBose also slept with his secretary. You know, so he might need to
Well,
go.
you know why he slept with the secretary, don't you?
Because he turned away from God.
Because he turned away from God and embraced Satan.
That's exactly what he said. All right. So, not to get too far down this path. So we won the SEC championship, and it came out that he had an affair after that. And of course, he was like, I've turned away from the Lord and I didn't do right, and temptation got the best of me.
Yes.
And but I got it all worked out now. I love Jesus, you know, and and so the board and president of Alabama were like, well, great. We're glad you got that worked out. Here's a contract extension. Now, not because he got his personal life worked out, but because he won the SEC championship on a team with Sean Alexander and Chris Samuels on the offensive line. It was a really great team. And then the next year we went 3-8. Mm-hmm. We were ranked number 3 to begin the season. First game was away at UCLA at the Rose Bowl.
All the articles said Bama's back.
Oh, Bama's back. We're national title contenders. UCLA gets the ball, goes 3 and out, punts it to us. Freddie Millens returns it for a touchdown. I'm in apartment number 6 at Princeton Avenue Apartments in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Shout out to my buddy Randy Johnson. Jumping up and down, so excited. I'm shouting Bama's back. I'm like, this is the year. We're going to win the national championship, and life is great. And then UCLA proceeded to beat the crap out of us for the rest of the game. It was like we had forgotten about football. And by the end of that season, we only won 3 games, and they fired Mike DuBose.
And all of that happened
because he's turned away from God.
Bama turned away from
That's
God
right, exactly.
and embraced Satan.
Exactly. Well, then we followed up that by hiring Mike Price, who never coached a game at Alabama, but
he was all about Satan.
Yeah, he was big into Satan. Went to the SEC coaches golf tournament down in Pensacola, not far from Opp, by the way, and brought a stripper back to his hotel room, let her charge a bunch of stuff on his card the next morning, and
then she went and told a ESPN sports writer all about what happened.
Oh yeah, and the lady
maybe made some stuff up too. Who knows?
I don't know if you remember her name. What was her name? I can't remember her name, but she looked like the lead singer of Twisted Sister. No joke. I mean, no joke. It was not what you like. If you picture a stripper in your mind, which you shouldn't because we're both married men,
right?
But for any of you single men out there, this was like as far away from that as possible as you could get. But and then we hired Mike Shula, who was a good man, not good Christian Catholic man. No controversy at all, just not a good football coach.
He did have a good season. One good season. Yeah, he had one good season.
That's right. Yeah,
we beat Florida when they were ranked 6?
Yeah,
and we were not even ranked.
Now he did leave Tyro Prothro in a little too long, and he broke his leg and snapped it slap in 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when we were up like 41-7 or something, but other than that, really good game, best game of his career.
Yeah,
and then we hired someone you may have heard of out there in the world. His name's Nick Saban. So really, if Mike DuBose
who has never embraced Satan,
if Mike DuBose had not have turned away from God and turned to Satan, we would not have Nick Saban. So just to bring it all full circle, dude. We have. Yeah, it's been really good. And then he's going to leave us, and we're going to be idiots and hire a bunch of bad coaches again for the next decade.
Nobody can stay on top forever.
No. Yeah. I mean, if you're an Alabama fan and you don't realize that's going to happen, then you don't know anything about Alabama. So.
Nick Saban is an excellent football coach.
Yeah.
Arguably the best ever.
Yeah.
But he is not immortal.
No.
One day he will retire. And if he doesn't do that, one day he will pass on.
Yeah, right.
And we will not be as awesome.
And then we'll hire somebody that we think is going to be good, and they're not.
Or you know what? They may be good, but they may not be Nick Saban good right, because nobody is except Nick Saban.
Just like to remind everybody, we ran off Gene Stallings, who averaged 10 wins every year he coached and won a national championship, and we ran him off for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was because there were some rules that were broken, but he wasn't really responsible for that. He can't help it. Antonio Langham signed a napkin with an agent, when he was in New Orleans. Antonio Langham, best cornerback in the history of the SEC, by the way. Everybody forgets about him. A lot of Alabama fans don't like him because we did get on probation because of him.
Yeah.
But the dude was phenomenal. Phenomenal. One of my favorite players off of that team. Anyways,
this has been Alabama football talk.
This is football
with
talk.
John and Tiny.
Well, this is really a preview for our sports podcast. We're gonna be releasing.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that.
We're gonna show Feinbaum how to do it.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. But no, yeah. Anyways, if you're down in Opp, just be careful. Satan, he's there.
he is on the prowl.
He is definitely on the prowl,
and he'll get you.
Okay, so let's get here to our sponsored segment from our friends over at Cajun Curl who want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, along with us at EOP. We want to thank them for all they do to help us. They have their world-famous spice, the Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, and it's available at CajunCurl.com. You can also get their chip cutter there as well, and it will make your homemade potato chips that will turn your holiday season into a Cajun festival, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Which is what everyone wants. If you've never partied with Cajuns and you just haven't lived yet.
That's true.
Created on the Jolly Old Elm Bayou in Evangeline Parish, Louisiana. It's a seasoning that goes on everything. If you like cooking or eating, this is a spice for you. Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice goes well with chicken, beef, pork, potatoes, fruitcake, reindeer, and anything else you can think of putting it on. The spiral potato cutter is absolutely amazing. It's easy to use, easy to clean, and it will allow you to make your own chips using the Cajun Curl spice. Like I said, if you want to turn your holiday season up a notch, imagine whipping up a batch of homemade potato chips. Your Aunt Martha, your next door neighbor, the ladies in your Sunday school class are always bragging about how good they cook.
Yep.
They're not going to be having homemade potato chips. So
No, they're not.
you might want to check that out at CajunCurl.com, and where you can order their spice and the chip cutter, and you can also find recipes that are absolutely mind-blowing. You can also locate your nearest retailer or order your own right off the website. You can use the code EOP10 and get a 10% discount. If your local grocer doesn't carry world-famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, ask them to start stocking it. Here locally in Tuscaloosa County, it is available at Bowles on Skyline Boulevard, South's Finest Meats, and Piggly Wiggly in Northport. So they're on this side of the river too. So it's on yon side and this side of the river. So all their products are made in the USA. So not only do you enjoy the taste of Cajun Curl, but you feel patriotic while you enjoy your meal. It's all natural. It's low salt. It has a little kick, but it doesn't burn your lips. World famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Taste the spice, but not the heat. Check them out on CajunCurl.com. And once again, use the promo code EOP10, the number 10, to get a 10% discount. Because we ask you to eat the spice, but
we don't ask you to pay full price.
That's right. But really, we want to thank everybody over at Cajun Curl. They send along their regards for you to have a wonderful new year this coming year. And no better way to ring it in than with some nice Cajun Curl products that are available at CajunCurl.com.
All right. For community news this week, we are just going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas because
we don't have any news.
Yes. Nobody sent in their Christmas wishes. So whatever your private Christmas wishes are, whether they be, an engagement ring or
right.
a
Yeah,
robot,
we can't make it. We can't make it happen. We hadn't got 1,000 reviews yet, right?
We didn't get one.
Oh,
so
man, I was going to give away a sex robot to somebody. Yeah. But honestly, like I said earlier, we appreciate everyone who downloads and listens to this show. And if you would just find one person and tell them about it who's not currently listening for us, that would be the biggest gift you could ever give to us.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you'd have somebody to talk about the show with.
Yeah.
The stories you hear, the crazy stuff that I say. Tiny doesn't really say that much crazy stuff. And you could just make fun of how we talk, how we mispronounce words, towns, cities, and everything else, which is totally fine. And y'all could get together and email us all of your insults and everything, and that would be cool too. And just let somebody else know about it. We're looking 2019. We're gonna get this thing exploding, and you're in on the ground floor with us right now if you're listening. So
yes, and we're gonna have a show next week.
Yeah,
but we're probably going to take a break from the news. We're going to do a 2018 year in review. Yeah. So if you have any Earth Oddity stories that touched your heart,
yeah, for real,
or especially made you laugh, be sure to hit us up on Facebook. You can tweet at us. You can send us an old-fashioned snail mail. You can call us and leave us a voicemail. Any of those are fine.
All of that's cool.
And we're also going to go ahead and open up and just share some about the show, like what we've accomplished this year, because I will say that while we are still a very small show, we have come way further than I thought we would when we first started this.
Yeah.
And
honestly, when we started it, I was thinking this is probably 2-3 months we'd both get tired of it, and we're still here. Either we're dumb or it's growing, and it's really the latter. But it's probably a combination of both.
It's probably growing because we're dumb.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like I say, no one listens to this show because we're smart. No. They listen to the show because hopefully they find us entertaining.
Yeah, or they're just patronizing us. But either way, I'll take either one.
And I will say that I have stuck with this. Podcasting has probably been the hobby I have stuck with the longest. And any kick that I've ever got on, I don't think I've ever stuck with anything like podcasting.
That's probably right for me too. Although you're invested in this thing and you do all the work, but I would normally have flaked out on something like this a long time ago. And so far I haven't. I still enjoy it. I enjoy your company. I enjoy, trying to make people laugh. That's really my only skill in life.
I was about to say, if nobody listened to this, I would still want to come in and just hang out and talk to you.
I'll say we probably talked for about an hour before we even did this.
If you make nobody else laugh, you make me laugh.
Good.
So
that's the only thing. Like I say, a lot of people have skills. Like a lot of guys are like, oh, I can rebuild a carburetor or I can sheetrock a wall. My only God-given skill that he gave me is the ability to make people chuckle, a few times during the day.
Yeah.
And I try to do it. It makes me happy to make other people laugh.
Absolutely.
I enjoy that. And so I enjoy everybody who listens and gives me an opportunity to at least think I'm doing that. Since I can't see their reaction when they listen, I assume they're doing it. And I assume probably some of it is they're laughing at me, not necessarily with me, but I'm totally okay with that too. So,
because either way they're laughing.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. We just want to bring a little joy into the world.
Everybody send in your favorite stories from 2018 because we are going to be wrapping up 2018 with a nice red bow and sticking it back in the file cabinet.
I predict that we will get no one sending in any stories, so we might as well just go ahead and pick out the ones we want to do.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, just based on how it goes every week. So
we hope everybody has a Merry Christmas.
That's right.
If you're more of a Hanukkah person, we hope you have a Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Is that over with already?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Kwanzaa's the last week of December, so Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, Happy Kwanzaa to all our Kwanzaa nights out there.
Happy Festivus.
Festivus is today.
Into Festivus.
Actually, as we record, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I got a lot of problems with you people, as Frank Costanza would say.
And if you're one of those people who celebrate solstice, then enjoy the longest night of the year.
Yeah.
I guess.
That was
I don't know.
What, 2 days ago, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not
you know what?
solstice.
Honestly, I don't get the solstice thing.
I don't know.
I think y'all should just be honest with everybody and say that you want to celebrate Christmas, but you don't want to say Christmas, so you say solstice.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. We'll do whatever you want to do.
You do whatever you want to do.
We've already dominated this pagan holiday once. We will dominate it again. Don't make us do it again, all right? You don't want the Inquisition to get started up. That was really bad.
I feel like everyone complaining, or everyone out there celebrating solstice, you're just like all the Auburn fans still whining because you didn't go to the national championship in 2004.
Yeah. Well, the people that are complaining, I would say this, all right, and this might get me in some trouble. I feel like the people who are like really into solstice and complain about, how Christmas or whatever are equally as annoying as the people who complain about the war on Christmas all the time. They're like, they are the same people, really, just on opposite sides.
They're just opposite sides of the
coin.
coin.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like Snoke said, as the darkness rises, the light will rise to meet it.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
That's Star Wars, right?
Yeah, the more annoying the solstice people are, the more annoying
the war on
Christmas people will be, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, but here at my house, it's not Christmas until we're arguing about the color of Star Crook's cups. So,
I'll say this: I'm a born-again believer of our risen Savior, Jesus Christ, who was born on Christmas Day, not technically Christmas Day, but as the carols say, but I have found it more fun to say Happy Holidays to people now because it makes them mad, because, that's just me, and that may be wrong, but I will say happy holidays now in a heartbeat to people because I can just like to see their reaction. Like, oh my goodness, how dare you?
How dare you wish me happy holidays?
Right. No, like, no, I love Jesus too. I just think it's funny because you're mad about something so insignificant. You know, you probably hadn't shared the gospel with anybody in 20 years, but you'll be mad because somebody says happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas.
And because your coffee cup's not red anymore.
Yeah, right.
Even though it never said anything about Christmas.
Right. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's so bizarre. These are the people that we live with, and they get so offended about that, but they won't, walk across the street and help their neighbor who's hurt, or, feed a widow or help a poor person.
Well, that poor person's probably celebrating.
That's right.
Solstice. So that's what they get.
That's exactly what they get.
Well, you have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast, and we thank you so much for listening to us no matter where you get us, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Republic, iTunes, Spotify.
Podcast.
Yeah.
I'll just say podcast.
We're on them all.
Pot them up.
Thank you so much. If you would like to write into the show, we are earthoddity@planetmail.net. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, it's _earthoddity.
Right. We're on like a 2-week, 3-week picture little streak, but I'm feeling a Christmas post coming along.
Yeah. We have a Twitter handle. We are at @_earthoddity.
Do a lot of tweeting from there.
And we also have a phone number. What's that phone number, John?
It is 662-493-2059. That's 662-493-2059.
We hope everybody out there has a very Merry Christmas. Earth Oddity for the Fringe Radio Network signing off.
Happy holidays, y'all.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Festivus.
Catch them all.
Yeah. Gotta catch them all.
That's
Pokemon.
right.
All right. Bye.
Love you guys.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.